Good morning, 7:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So we have a lot of stuff to discuss this morning. There's been rumors that the U.S. government is giving clearance for Mt. Gox to dump another 60,000 Bitcoin, which is very interesting. So if that's the case, as you can see, U.S. Bitcoin dump worth $4.3 billion incoming. Peter Schiff sounded the alarms of this. So we'll go over that. And then we won't be able to get to it right now, but tonight we're going to talk about the whale alert, how 1 million Bitcoin trade bets on volatility in the expansion zone outside of 53 to 87K. But we have in November options that'll expire around 66,000 as call options. So that's where we'll be paying attention at the end of November for those call options. So it does look like something big is going to happen. But as far as it goes with the Bitcoin dump by the U.S., Peter Schiff has sounded the alarm. We'll read that before I leave this morning because I do have to get my son to school. We have to leave here in about 25 minutes. We'll go over the XRP technical analysis. But there's a lot of stuff going on here this morning. And it's going to be very interesting. So good morning. Oh, wait a minute. We already did the intro. But good morning to everybody watching. And let's get into the charts very quickly. XRP this morning's up about 1/3 of 1%. 53.34. If we look at this, we're still pushing in the upward momentum. Right now, as long as we don't lose 52.51, we're okay. We had a nice consolidation overnight to 52.85. Rolled back up. So if we're continuing on, like up and onward, our next resistance area is going to be just above where we're at, which is 53.94. Underneath us, we've got a support at 52.37. Really don't want to come back down there. I mean, if we do, we do. But we came down here and had a support. Now we're trying to ride the 20-day here. If we go into the 2-hour time frame, we're trying to ride the 20-day support here as well. And we're trying to push up to 53.94. Technically, if we break through this, we have a technical move up to about 56.45. If we lose 52.37, we have a technical drop down to 48.99. Knowing what I know about the U.S. government, I'm going to sell 60,000 tokens for Mt. Gox, Bitcoin, 60,000 Bitcoin. Is it more likely that Bitcoin would drop first? Or is it more likely that Bitcoin would appreciate, giving a better sale price for the U.S. government, and then drop down? I think what we've learned over the last several times this has happened, it's the latter of the two. You're going to get an appreciation. Look at XRP in terms of the Bitcoin pairing. It looks like XRP just rolled bullish here a little bit in terms versus Bitcoin. So that's something we definitely have to watch. This is something that's definitely going to be an outlier here if XRP does get hot. But we can see we've already broken up here just a little bit. And if we look at it like this, we're actually starting to get to the top side of this potential. So if that's the case, instead of breaking down farther, we could have that consolidation back up like we've been actually planning for the last couple days. More than planning for. We made money off it the last couple days. But, you know, it's an interesting spot because this is technically pushing up out of here. And then for the XRP Bitcoin pairing, it's not like it's a massive move and it's not going to make you rich. But you want to see appreciation within a price. And you want to see some positive trajectory. And after a big drop like this, because it is showing signs of a bear flag, you need to break to the top side and invalidate some of that thesis. And right now we could push up. And like I said, it's not spectacular. But it's back up to the 886 level, 883. And at least from here, that would give the price a 3.3% appreciation. Now if it breaks down, you get that same action and it would be a negative reaction. So I mean, that's a quick rundown of XRP because it's very important that you understand that part of the formation. And then for Bitcoin, it's pretty simple. We have this death cross in the 2-hourly. Will that become invalidated? We have a pivot point right here at 62,177. It's major. It's a major pivot point. We do have what looks like a head and shoulders right now. And if we don't want this to come all the way down to 60,949 pretty quickly here, we got to make sure to hold 62,177 and start pushing up towards the upper boundaries around 63K. The problem is we satisfied that first move, so I want to delete this. And it's basically opened up like this. If you lose 62,177, you drop first level to 60,949. But it does look like to me that Bitcoin, and this is what's interesting. I know a lot of people are going to be expecting an initial dump, but the fact that they're going to sell and appreciate these Bitcoin out of Mt. Gox, 60,000 tokens, it makes me feel like they're going to want to come up in price first. Like, hey, why don't we come up to 64 or 66? Then we can drop the hammer on the market. And not just that, it creates a perfect double top there too if it does that. Maybe it comes up to 68,000. Maybe it finally does come up here and finishes out this move and proves that this overwhelming resistance. We don't know. All we know is that 66,000 level in November, and we know that Mt. Gox got clearance from the United States government now in the last couple days to rid themselves of 60,000 of the Bitcoin held from the Mt. Gox hacks. So 60,000 Bitcoin is going to have a little influence on the market when it gets dropped. So we need to pay attention to that. And XRP, we need to pay attention to this setup. Are we going to push that 53.94 and break above to 56.45? Or do we start dropping back down here this morning to 52.37, lose that and drop to 48.99? That's basically our short-term choices. And if we lose that short-term chart, we know we've got just underneath that would have to break first before 48 cents. That's 50.6 cents. That is the 2018 resistance that we have desperately, and at least to this point, have been able to flip to support as of right now. So this is what's setting up right now. So pay attention to this in the short term. And before I leave, I've got to read this very quickly. I want to read this very quickly. What Peter Schiff had broke for all of us about Bitcoin. Where's this at? And Peter Todd is not the Bitcoin creator. I don't care what anybody says. He is not the Bitcoin creator. It's actually the United States government. It's funny that they put this out there today and yesterday. This guy's not the creator. This is just a facade. So I'm not even going to warrant that story. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. So U.S. Bitcoin dump worth $4.3 billion incoming. Schiff sounds the alarm. In a recent twist, the U.S. Supreme Court declined to hear battle for an investment lawsuit against the government over 370 Bitcoin seized in the Silk Road darknet marketplace case, paving the way for authorities to sell all seized crypto assets. This amount of Bitcoin can currently be valued at $4.3 billion. Apart from paving the way for the U.S. government to sell Bitcoin, the news also opened a wide spectrum of opportunities for several financial experts to express their opinions on the matter. One of them was Peter Schiff, known as a fierce cryptocurrency skeptic who cannot stop arguing that there is no real value in the new class of digital assets. As such, he suggests that the U.S. government's decision to sell such a large amount of Bitcoin could be a rare smart move, implying that a significant sell-off could negatively impact the price. It looks like the U.S. government is getting ready to sell 69,370 Bitcoin worth about $4.3 billion at current market prices. Every once in a while, the government does something smart. I think Michael Saylor should have borrow another $4.3 billion and buy it. Who agrees with me? Schiff also highlighted the opportunity for MicroStrategy, led by Michael Saylor, to potentially acquire this Bitcoin through additional borrowing, suggesting a bold move for the company. The company has recently been active on the debt market with multiple bond offerings, totaling billions in 2024. Further fact, Schiff's warning of a possible sell-off has people talking. Some say it is just more fear, uncertainty, and doubt FUD surrounding Bitcoin, while others think it could be a real cause for concern given the potential flood of Bitcoin onto the market and its subsequent effect on supply dynamics. Whether this is just another bogey for the crypto or a repeat of last summer when Germany sold off Bitcoin, it remains to be seen. This is not a facade. The U.S. government needs the money. So at some point, they're going to rid these Bitcoins. So be very cautious when you're trading. If you want to copy trade, you can look for me in the video description below and or pinned comments. I'm BLOFIN, doing it very small right now, so your trades might only be like $2 or $3 at a time. Just testing the system, but so far so good. If you want to trade outside of BLOFIN, there's BITUNIX, which is my A1. Lowest spot and leverage trading fees, very transparent. You've also got HOTCOIN if you're looking to trade the XRP Bitcoin pairing, spot trade, even futures trade there as well. No VPN or KYC on all three exchanges, unless you're sending or receiving from a bank account. So make sure you do that. And if you want to copy trade me, you've got to sign up through my link directly so that you're attached to my account. There are no exceptions this time around. So have a blessed morning, everybody. Remember everything we talked about in this morning update. Make sure to hit that like button. If you made it until the end, hashtag be better, do better, and consider subscribing to the channel and joining the over 26,000 subscribers and join the family. Have a blessed day, everybody.